Well, first at 6, we are at Bradley International this morning talking all things Christmas travel. Tune in, that's coming up next.
A man accused of attacking a state representative outside of a Muslim prayer service, slamming her to the ground, is expected in court today.
Also, we'll take a closer look at the effort to help more families find access to quality child care in Connecticut.
All local, all morning. This is Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
Good morning. We're so glad you started off your day here with us at Fox 61 and Fox 61 Plus. I'm Erica Arias.
And I'm Tim Lammers. Good morning, everybody. Happy Thursday. As we're getting closer to a big holiday weekend and week, let's get over to meteorologist Matt Scott for a look on the forecast, trusting not much has changed since yesterday.
We have turned down the thermostat a little bit outside. That's really it. So a real taste of winter-like weather as we wait for it. Get into winter tonight. 10:27 in the evening. It is a little colder for now. Watching the Connecticut River and the other rivers and tributaries that have been in flood warnings, the river starting to crest and will lower over the next couple of days. We are dreaming of a dry Christmas. If you're looking for snow, you're going to have to look elsewhere. We'll check in with the travel rush, which pretty much begins today in just a few minutes. Satellite radar picture, winds out of the north, not a huge deal. As you can see, nothing in the skies blotting out the keeping the temperatures from cooling off. 32 in Hartford is not bad. 32 in New Haven as well. Some of you in the upper 20s. Factor in a wind that for some of you in double-digit territory that drops the real feel down to the lower 20s across much of interior Connecticut. Not a thing to worry about. As let's put the bus stop forecast up first. 32 degrees, clear skies now. 38, that's it. Going to struggle to get to 40. If you're lucky, you'll see that on a couple of bank clock thermometers out there. But the sun is out and the weather is pretty easy breezy around here. I'll tell you how long that's going to last, what the holiday weekend's looking like. That's all coming up. Let's see what the roads are like right now. We say good morning to Symphony Privet.
Hey, good morning to you. Hope you're having a good one so far. We are still seeing a couple of weather-related closures due to Monday's storm, so let's go ahead and get you caught up with what we're checking out this morning. Starting off with this closure in Sprague, Route 138 is closed in both directions at Route 97 due to a road washout, so drivers in that area are advised to find a different route. And out in Simsbury, Route 315 is closed at Route 202 and Quarry Road due to flooding in that area. This has been happening since Monday again. There's some road work happening in Waterbury. Doesn't appear to be affecting traffic too much. Route 8 northbound, the exit 31 to the I-84 East ramp is closed this morning as we are taking a look at one of the cameras in that area. Traffic flowing just fine out there. And here in East Hartford, things picking up as folks make their way in and out of the capital city this morning. No delays to report on 91, 84 or Route 2. And up in the skies, many of you guys might be getting ready to fly to see your loved ones. No delays reported over at Bradley. Now, from the roads to the skies this morning, today is considered the beginning of the end of the year of travel rush out there. And Fox 61's Brooke Griffin joining us live at Bradley International Airport with things going on out there. How busy is it now?
You know, it's kind of a little bit better than it was the last hour. The last hour we had a much longer line. Now it's really not so bad. Obviously there is still a line, and right now from what I can see and you cannot, the TSA pre-check line actually even maybe looks longer than the line for the regular TSA. So that's interesting in itself. Kind of fight your battles on that one, I guess. But one thing that I am hearing from the airport employees is that yesterday was actually the busiest day some of them have seen in several years. They say there was lines really where we were standing. If you're familiar with the airport, you know that this is kind of a busy walkway, but you could not even move through this area yesterday. So today turns out is a pretty good day to travel. Airport leaders say they're expecting at least 110,000 people to come through Bradley over the next few days. That includes people really just coming into Bradley. That's not including the others. Leaders tell us the busiest times, specifically for the airport, are between 4 and 7 in the morning, and then again between 3 and 6 in the afternoon. Now, these are the times that you really make sure you actually have everything ready and ready to go for TSA as well to ensure a smooth flying process. Airport leaders say they have one specific piece of Christmas-related advice to get out today. They tell us people fly with wrapped gifts this time of year, which doesn't always work out in the end.
People need to keep in mind that if one of those items sets off one of the detection machines, a TSA agent may have to open that wrapped gift. So the recommendation from the TSA is for people to put those items in a bag. So if it's taken out, it can easily be put back together, or just wrap the gifts when you get to your destination.
And just one more Bradley International reminder, if you're like me and you kind of try to show up really close to your boarding time, maybe don't do that today. Parking is also something that you have to think about. If you are leaving your car here, it's going to take a few minutes to find a spot. We got lucky this morning. It looks like there were quite a few more spots as compared to the day before Thanksgiving, so it's looking good right now, but just keep that in mind. You will have to have a few minutes to get that parking situated. Back to you guys on the desk.
All right, Brooke, thanks.
Well, it's not just getting crowded for those getting ready to hit the skies. The roads are going to be crowded as well. AAA expects more than 920,000 people in Connecticut to drive to their holiday destinations. That's a 2% increase over last year. Now, overall, more than 1 million people in our state are going to travel 50 miles or more from home for the holidays. Now, to put this into context, the U.S. Census Bureau estimates that 3.6 million people live here in our state. And new this morning, the union representing 1,600 building cleaners in Hartford and New Haven says that it has reached a tentative contract. Workers are expected to decide whether to ratify the deal in January. Now, the union says the new deal calls for 16 to 17% wage increases over the course of 4 years, and it also adds more paid days off and contributions to pension funds.
Well, today, a man accused of attacking State Representative Miriam Khan outside a prayer service in downtown Hartford is expected back in court. Andre Desmond could enter a plea today. He's accused of assaulting Khan outside the Muslim prayer service that happened at the XL Center back in June. Investigators said he made sexual remarks, tried to grab her body and face, and then eventually slapped her and slammed her to the ground in an attempt to choke her. Khan plans to be in court and is expected to speak to reporters after the hearing. A former Glastonbury police officer is also due before a judge. Patrick Hemingway has been the focus of multiple investigations. Today's hearing is expected to focus on allegations that he illegally used a police database to see if investigators were looking at him for any alleged burglaries. Authorities say he did steal from dozens of businesses in Connecticut and neighboring states. He's being held on a bond of $1 million.
A woman accused in the death of a Waterbury educator has accepted a plea deal. Heather Anderson could spend up to 30 years behind bars for killing Shelley Stamp. As part of the deal, Anderson pleaded guilty to felony murder. Now, this comes as her alleged accomplice, Shannon Grisbach, was released on a misdemeanor charge in the case. Prosecutors say she was in the getaway car as Anderson murdered Shelley and then ransacked her apartment. A judge is expected to formally sentence Anderson in March. Dozens of people forced out into the cold after a fire at an apartment building in Wallingford. Oh, this was the scene at the Terrace Gardens complex near Route 5. Firefighters say one apartment was engulfed in flames when they arrived. And those flames quickly spread to nearby apartments and the attic.
A whole bunch of smoke, and then I saw flame just bursting and the wind just taking all the flames basically and making it worse. It looked like a tornado of flames.
Now, the Red Cross says it's helping 24 adults and 14 kids who were impacted by this fire. And a man who jumped from a burning apartment in New Britain has died of his injuries. Crews say that the fire started in the attic of the home on Belden Street on Monday. Firefighters found a woman's body inside the home in the afternoon. Authorities have not told us the names of the victims yet. The city says the attic was being used as an illegal apartment.
The state is trying to make its early child care system more robust after the COVID pandemic made that system even more fragile. Well, yesterday, the governor's blue ribbon panel on child care led a discussion regarding a report it released earlier this month on what to do. It's a 5-year plan that's going to focus mainly on increasing both the size and the quality of the child care workforce, while also making it more equitable and affordable. Now, one advocacy group that's called Child Care for Connecticut's Future said it does support the plan, but wants more added to it.
This is how we can go further, right? This is how we can take a little step further from that place. And in the next few years, while legislators meet and talk about how much money they're going to put into the system, don't forget these key components.
Of course, this initiative is going to cost more over the years, and the group said there needs to be more long-term goals for long-term funding for certain programs.
Right now, as the system stands, we're not being bold enough, right? We're leaving inadvertently people behind because we're not taking the full step forward to fully fund the early care and education system.
Well, the plan will now go before lawmakers in the state legislature. They will consider it in the new year. Today, Connecticut Food Share is going to give out food and other items to families in need. That distribution is happening right at Food Share's headquarters in Wallingford at 10:30 this morning. Congresswoman Rosa DeLauro and workers from Stop and Shop will help with the giveaway.